Hello everyone, how are y'all doing? My name's Raikar, and in this video we will talk about the different types of wild creatures encounters and the rarity system as well. So without further ado, let's start. To start with the basics, the first encounter type will be the battle one. This type of encounter is your average, you found the creature and you battle it. In a video game context, you would have your average 4 options of fight, swap out your creature, use an item or flee the battle. This type of encounter gives you a chance to defeat wild creatures, which always results in the gain of experience and sometimes items. Then for the first of the two new types of encounters, it's a friendly encounter. Some creatures found in the wild will have friendly behavior, due to the nature of their species or due to the personality of that particular creature. In that type of encounter, wielders can either just interact with the wild creature to just have some fun, or interact with them with the objective of bonding with them and having them join their party. Some of the friendly interactions wielders can perform in these encounters include petting them, feeding them, talking to them and walking with them. In a video game context, there would be a friendship bar that would be filled according to how much the creature likes your interaction, with different creatures preferring certain types of interactions and having, for example, favorite types of foods associated with different species. Also, some creatures actually require to be beaten in battle to gain their respect, either in a fair 1v1 battle or an all-out battle where you can use all your party depending on that creature's power and pride. It's important to mention that the encounter type can be sensed mid-encounter, most of the time by the wielder, but sometimes also by the wild creature. For example, besides the main 4 options of battle, swap, items and run, the player would also have a button that presented the friendly encounter options, like act, to sense the encounter type if the friendly interaction was successful and sense the wild creature's behavior, and vice versa for the battle encounters. And now for the last type of encounter we have the puzzle encounter. Do you remember the unknown ruin puzzles from Pokemon games like Heart Gold and Soul Silver, where you had to solve a puzzle in order to progress throughout the ruins? Well, this type of encounter would feature puzzles similar to that one, as well as different ones, and it would be reserved for special creatures, temples, ruins and catacombs. Either imperial creatures that were sealed away, or are similar to Pokemon's rarities, that in their games of origin required specific actions like using a specific HCM move at their cave's entrance, or waiting 2 minutes without doing anything in order to unlock the path to them. And that was it for the different types of encounters. And now for the rarity system. So I decided to create a system that classifies all creatures according to how rare to find they are. And the main categories are the following: common, uncommon, rare, epic and legendary. You know, your standard gaming rarities. In a gaming context, common creatures are the most common to find. Uncommon creatures are about a 10% chance encounters, or 1 in 10. Rare creatures are about a 1% encounters, or 1 in 100. Epic creatures are about a 0.0.1 encounters, or 1 in 1000. And legendary creatures are about a 0.01 encounters, or 1 in 10,000. Rarer than the original odds of finding a shiny Pokemon, I know. Also, as you may have noticed, the term legendary is not gonna be used to refer to very powerful creatures that are almost or really one of a kind, like Pokemon and many other franchises do. No. Instead of that, the word that I have chosen to describe those immense powerful beings is imperial, which is not a direct classification of their rarity, but instead a title of their status that is independent from the rarity classification. But there's 2 other rarities that we have to talk about that are not directly linked to how rare they are to find, at least not percent-wise, and those are the unique and myth rarities. The unique rarity is used to refer to creatures that are one of a kind or almost, and is normally tied with imperial creatures. While the myth rarity, like its name indicates, it's used for creatures whose existence has not even been confirmed. Literal myths. And they even have their own encyclopedia page dedicated to them, instead of being in the same page as other creatures, in order to prevent creatures that may not even exist to be mixed with the confirmed existing species. And now for probably the most anticipated subject of this video, this project's equivalent of shiny Pokemon, exotic creatures. After Pokemon created the rare colored Pokemon concept that later started to be called shiny Pokemon, pretty much every other monster taming game and franchise created one too that works more or less the same way, and this project will be no exception. Exotic was the term that I chose to refer to these different colored creatures of high rarity. I imagine that the odds of finding one would be the same as finding a shiny Pokemon, or close. If we take in consideration that the current odds of finding a shiny Pokemon are 0.0244 or 1 in 4096, and the real life odds of finding an albino animal are roughly 1 in 10,000, I would say that making exotic creatures a 1 in 5000 is a good starting point, and I can always sense that number to favor players if the community needs so. I also need to figure out what symbol or icon I want to represent exotic creatures. After all, Pokemon have the sparkling stars that showcase that the Pokemon is special besides showing the different coloration, and a lot of other monster taming games adopted sparkling stars as symbols and UI indicatives as well, so that's something to figure out. On that note, for the last topic of this video, there's another aspect of different colored creatures that I want to introduce to you, that are the regular color variants. I don't know about you, but I really liked when Pokemon did things like making Ess's, Lapras' whole family being different shades of blue, instead of all just looking completely the same. It gave some more individuality to each one of them, and if it was implemented on the games, it would make each Pokemon feel a lot more unique too, even without it being shiny. So I decided to implement this concept onto my project. Well, in a future game it would be implemented if the budget allows so, but for the comic series that's guaranteed. And you can see how it will work by this example, with a creature having around 3 color variants that they can be, and with each one of those color variants having their own exotic form as well. And that's all for today's video. I hope you liked it. If you did so, don't forget to like and consider subscribing, as it helps the channel grow a lot. If you know someone that would also have interest in this type of content, don't forget to share this video with them. And that's all. Thanks for watching and see you on the next one. Bye!